Hi, I'm KareyBrown, broker owner of Realty Executives Preferred Advisors, and this is Robert Wilson with Landmark Bank. Hi, Robert.
How we doing, guys?
So, we are going to talk a little bit more about credit scores. I know we had talked a little bit about pulling credit. Let's talk about things like Credit Karma. How accurate are they?
Those secondary credit companies out there that you can go out and get your credit scores, they're not the most accurate. They're going to have their own scoring system in play with it. They're going to kind of do what's called like a soft pull. That way they're not hitting your credit each time, because that obviously pulling your credit and having dings against your credit can hurt. So what they do is call like a soft pull, and they kind of give their own scoring system to think of kind of how where the three main credit bureaus would be. Here at Landmark we use Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So they're going to try to get as close as possible to those numbers. However, there are times where you find out if you think you have a certain score, you may be 100 points higher with Credit Karma and your credit report, or some of these other places that give you your FICO score than what you really are with the credit bureaus.
And if you've paid off everything, this is one of the fun things I learned. When you're debt free, your credit score goes down because you're really not showing anything. You're not earning any kind of points because you're debt free. So in turn, you look like a higher risk, even though you don't owe any money. See this flawed system? Okay, so with that, whenever you guys look at the credit scores, which one do you use in making your decisions?
So how we make our decision is we pull all three credit bureaus at once, which would be a heart pull. These are going to be the actual scores that come from the credit bureaus. We take the middle number of the three scores. It's not average, it's actually the middle number. So if one of them is like a 650, one's a 720, and the one's a 730, we will use the middle score of a 720 in that case scenario.
Gotcha. So always look at your credit scores, do an average. You're going to be able to tell which one that is. Is it hard to get all three? Because it seems like whenever you're pulling them, you usually get like two and you don't get the third.
It really kind of depends on how much credit you've built up. Your main companies should be reporting to all three of them. Not all do. Some small banks will only report to maybe one or two. So if you're building credit and we pull credit and we only have two of them, that's okay. As long as we have a score, I can use that score. We can use that score. If one pops up, and let's say it's Experian, and we have a 680 with them, that would be the score that we use. If we had one at 640 and one at 680, we would use the lower of the two at 640. I don't have to have all three scores. But more or less, usually you're going to get all three of them to pull a score for you.
So, whenever you're looking to buy a house, what would you say is an appropriate time frame to really start looking at everything and scrubbing it? Up to a year before, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say a year to or 6 months. It's never going to hurt, because one, you're never going to know if your dream house pops up. It's always nice to be that ready. It's not going to hurt if you get pre-approved and then 6 months down the line you want to just kind of double check to see where you're at. We're going to be able to look at that for you. It doesn't cost anything to do an application, so might as well have that piece of paper in your hand just in case that dream house of yours shows up.
And not every bank is free to pull that application, so you want to make sure and ask which ones do and which ones don't, because some charge up to $400 or $500 just to do that application. So always ask. And any other tips that we can give them real quick on credit scores, you think?
On credit scores, guys, just we talk about those sites. It doesn't hurt to have a soft pull done. If a Credit Karma or annual credit report or whoever you're wanting to use. The nice thing to always make sure, if you do look at those, make sure nothing's out there, no collections, no judgments, anything like that. They may not be able to give you the exact score that we're going to have, but it's going to let you know, hey, there's issues out there that when we do pull credit that we may have to have taken care of.
And if you do have collections on your credit report, how long does it take for them to fall off and your credit score to go up?
That kind of depends on each collection agency. If you pay off, you contact them and you pay that off, it could depend on how fast they move. Once it's been removed from your credit report, we usually like to tend to have 60 to 90 days to look at your credit again, to give them that time to kind of move up that score.
So the appropriate thing to do would be go ahead and check it all, pay it all off, keep your receipts, know that you've done it, and then bring that in. And whenever he pulls it again, you'll know whether or not it's been taken care of or not. Thanks for joining us. Robert, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can always reach me at 785-228-8619, or you can always email me at rwilson@banklandmark.com.
And you can reach us at 785-213-5188 or email preferredadvisorsteam@gmail.com.